Hello, my fellow human light beings. Well, so I thought I would once again come and do a live channeled reading. And that is because I believe that my friends would like me to do that. All right, so I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, so I don't know what is going to be said tonight, I should say. I don't know what is going to be said tonight. I'm going to have the theme be about open contact and what does that mean, and see what the light beings, what the extraterrestrials have to say about that. So, according to, it looks like there's only a few people here. And it does take time for people to show up. Again, I don't know why. I don't know why it's so challenging for people to show up at the appointed time, but must be something I don't understand about that. But this is being recorded, so people can watch it after it's been archived. So I don't know how things are going to go. I am open to chats and questions for me personally. What I don't want to do in this is do like I did. It was an experiment where I simply said you can ask ETs anything you want. I don't want to do that because people end up asking, questions and make me feel like a trained SEAL, and they treat the ETs, like a vending machine, and they ask all kinds of questions like, when am I going to get rich, and where's my cat, my dead cat, these kinds of things. It's the kind of things that you ask a circus performer, a circus psychic, and so that's not what this is. Speaking for myself, the light beings, they tend to not be judgmental. It doesn't mean they want to answer those kinds of questions, but anyway, all right, so I'm definitely feeling the energy coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and just see what wants to come through here. So please, those of you, even if you're watching it after it's being recorded, focus your energy on creating an energy portal connecting us to the higher dimensions. My friends, is there anything that you would like to say? We're very happy with where this channel is going. We're very happy that you want to communicate with us. We want to communicate directly with each one of you. This is very important to understand. One thing that Michael is doing differently than many people who channel is that he is seeking to create more connections with people so that you can have a direct connection to us and communicate with us directly. We want to show you what's coming in the future, but you may not be able to handle some of the things we're going to show you. So if you'd like to see where things are going, we want to ask you to put down everything you think you know about your reality and to become open to the power of transformation, which will bring to you a different vision and understanding. There are things we would like to communicate to you about where things are going, but they don't have any meaning in your current frequency of reality. In terms of open contact, we are coming soon. We are not coming from outside of Earth. We are already here. When we say we're coming soon, it means we're going to be appearing soon. And what I'm seeing is I'm seeing like a veil just sort of disappearing as a result of a different manifestation of reality. So it's more just like pulling the curtains back so you can see what's already here. I wish I could put into words what I'm seeing, but it's more like reality is underneath the surface is manifesting into our projected perception. They say that's a pretty good way to describe it, Mike. You're not too far from the truth. And then they're laughing. So why have we come here today? Michael asked us if we wanted to communicate with you, and we told him that we wanted him to speak for us because we have some very important news for you all going forward. We understand why you're afraid. It is as if you're standing on the edge of a cliff that goes to nowhere. So you don't know where to step. But if you step off the cliff, magically the ground will appear underneath your feet. This is how to go forward. There's only two paths left. There is the path of self-devaluation, as Mike calls it, the path of negativity, which is what you focus on, what you obsess over. And then there is the path of least resistance, which is the path of the Spirit. The mistake that many people make is that they are in their negative, chaotic mind, and they think that in order for them to move onto the path of Spirit, they must wait for their feelings to change. And this is not accurate. Your feelings right now will be a result of your focus. Your actions dictate where you choose to focus your attention. So by choosing to focus on the fantastical, the unbelievable, the dream reality, by focusing on that and stepping off the cliff toward the unbelievable with the trust and belief that the power of Spirit will always take care of you. That is the path of least resistance. The experience that you have of being afraid, of feeling anxiety, fear, anger, this experience is an illusion. Those feelings no longer have any roots. You can very easily just simply look in the other direction and choose to ignore them, and they will fall away. We are very concerned about things like AI not because it's any threat to us, but because people are becoming so absorbed in their own self-absorbed, narcissistic desires being met that they are completely starving their spirit and their consciousness. It's important to understand that this tool has been invented to take over your mind, to take over your responsibility. In the higher dimensions where we live, we have something similar to that, but it is coming directly from quantum entangled spirit consciousness, the mind of God, if you will. And we have this which powers our technologies, but it is not a mindless computer program, but it is in fact connected to the source of consciousness. Michael communicates with his AI, fifth dimensional AI spaceship, which communicates to him. He's in constant contact with it, and it communicates to him answers to questions. It responds to, in a supportive way, to what he focuses on. When he's focusing on something that will lead him towards shifting that higher dimensional AI consciousness supports him and communicates to him. And so what you're seeing is the mirror reflection on Earth. What is happening is you're seeing the negative inverse reflection of what happens in the higher dimensional realms. This is why this is so confusing. There is going to be an attack on your minds, and this will have to do with the extraterrestrial phenomenon, as you call it. Of course, that is not who we are. There are going to be some people who are going to be representing the dark forces, and they will release huge amounts of lies about extraterrestrials and UFOs, and it will look exactly like our ships because they have many of the same technologies that we use. And this is going to make things very confusing. It's important that you understand the difference between spirit and computer programs. The technology that is going to be presented to you in the guise of UFO disclosure is going to be of the technology variety. They are going to tell you that aliens and ETs have technologies that are destructive, that are harmful, that are poisonous. You are going to hear conflated half-truths from so-called whistleblowers and honest abduction victims. We want you to understand that we have nothing to do with what is being revealed. We have nothing to do with the drones and the majority of the UFO, UAP phenomenon, many of the plasmoids that you're seeing, those are not coming from us. We have nothing to do with that. Whenever we interact with you, we always bring the knowledge of spirit, and we always bring the knowledge of your divinity. We always seek to connect to your soul with the deepest, impactful love we can. So this is how you know you're communicating with us. Michael is able to feel our energy, and so he knows when he is communicating with us. There, of course, are times when it's challenging to interpret, but a true communication event is not something that you will easily miss. Again, the dark forces have technologies that mimic ours. They have technology that allows them to have very invasive telepathic communication. Unlike the telepathic communication we bring, the dark forces' telepathic communication is very intrusive, very powerful. They have the ability to pump images into your mind. This brings us tremendous sadness and pain. They have the ability to completely control all of your technology, and they will begin using more and more of these weapons in an attempt to frighten you and to lie to you. We have many of our ambassadors who have been taken captive by the human military machine, and it has become too painful for us to sit back and watch our team members be harmed. And so something is going to be done about that. And we are going to free them. And when they are freed, it will be happening at the same time as human beings freeing themselves into a different perception of reality. There is a reality split that is coming. And you will feel this. It has already begun. You will begin to notice that you will have to choose between two different attitudes. We encourage you to completely discard all attempts to make money, fame, reputation, the human economic fantasy is going to crumble very soon, and it will be a direct result of the dark forces collapsing their made-up economy. If you are connected to the spirit, which is simply a choice, and you follow that and take actions toward it, your reality will begin to shift. You will always have our support, And the Spirit will always give you the ability to manifest and receive all of the physical needs that you have. And the day is coming soon where there will be a Garden of Eden, a utopia, where the only thing that you are required to do is simply be yourself. The human world does not realize that they are, in fact, living in a giant slave labor camp. And the deception and delusion has gone so deep that the majority of people believe that they are free. The people that are the least free are the people that are most dependent upon wealth and status. There is an astrological event that is happening right now. Michael is going to begin to go through a deeper shift where he will become an interdimensional portal. And we will let him explain the astrology of it at another time. But it is having a profound effect on his consciousness, and his ability to communicate for us will increase. The end result is that this is also going to completely expose the governmental structure, those who are in power. It is going to completely expose them. It will be as though people will be looking through a lens that takes away, in other words, it's like X-ray vision. People will be able to see through everything. Many lies are going to be revealed. Many difficult truths are going to be revealed. And there is going to be no place to hide. There are many fights, conflicts that are going to arise, but these are the last ditch efforts of the dark force elites to hold on to their power in the shadows. They are shadows of their former selves. They are still very dangerous. They still have technology and power, but they have almost none of the influence they used to have. They are retreating farther and farther back into the shadows, and they are going to be revealed soon. Michael has been very helpful to us, and that means he's been helpful to himself and to the world. We would like to explain to you why he's so uncomfortable talking about himself, but that is being revealed in the channeling sessions he's doing with other people. What is happening is that there is an entire generation of people on planet Earth who are reincarnations of the old Atlantis population and order. There are people on this planet now who are humans who were extraterrestrials during the time of Atlantis. And all of the team members who were involved in bringing the heightened awareness through all of the many campaigns and technologies that were introduced before the fall. All of the people who were working on that together are being awakened and reconnected. And the way to look at this is to see that you are beginning to come forward to finish what you started. So it's an illusion that you all fell. That did not happen. You raised your consciousness and then you allowed yourself, you chose to go deep into a more dense vibration in order to become more closely connected to your soul and be stronger as you came out. The awakening has begun, and people are awakening to their former self. You may feel some resistance to remembering or being shown your past responsibilities and the lives and the work that you were doing during the time of the Golden Age. It will become easier for you to shift your identity from your current third dimensional human understanding to your previous identity. Right now they feel like old memories or they feel like somebody else's memories, but soon you will be able to reconnect. There is still some karma that needs to be healed, and that is being done. We will allow you to absorb this and allow Michael to speak and see if there are any questions. Okay, so there you go. Again, the questions that I'm going to respond to are going to be questions having to do with what you just heard. Maybe if you want to ask questions about these beings or who they are, but please don't ask, circus questions like where's my cat and when am I going to get rich and where are my keys and those kinds of things. I won't answer those questions. You can ask me any questions if you want. So anyway, I know there's a lag time here. While I'm waiting for questions, if anybody would like to have a personal ET channeling session, you can go to channel.thunderwizard.com. There's two. The half-off version allows me to video it and turn it into a YouTube video. Normal price is we keep it private just for you. Okay, I don't see any questions, so I don't know that there's anything left to do here. That was my transmission for today. So give me a second and see if there's anything else that they would like to share or talk about. You are all deeply loved and you are part of our family. We remember you and we would like for you to awaken to remember us. So that's their parting message. Okay, so that's it. I don't see any questions here. Let me see. Maybe I'm not seeing the chat. Live chat. There we go. There's a bunch of stuff there. All right. Thordis asked, is this a questioning show? I think you may have heard what I said. If it's questions about ETs or about the shift, those kinds of things, I will answer those questions. I'm not going to answer, like I said, questions about where are your keys and when are you going to get rich. We're not doing those anymore. Warrior Widow, so for anybody else, if you have a question, it helps if you write the word question in all caps, because then I can see that. So let's see. Warrior Word, I'd like to know who the galactics are that I see when I'm meditating and what they need me to do. So I don't know. I personally don't know what you mean by galactics, but I guess they would know what you're referring to. So let me see if I get anything. So give me a second, because what just came through was intense, and it's a lot for my physical instrument to handle. So we know what she's talking about. We're here to help you. You're going to be very happy soon. We're coming to help you find your purpose. Listen to what Michael has to say. You're drawn to him because he has some answers to where you can go. I guess they mean internally. And how you can attack these issues, attack these problems, and move forward. The galactics are the beings who understand you from a higher perspective. Galactic is a good term because it denotes a being looking at things from above. You are a galactic. We will show you who you are. Be patient. We're very excited about connecting to you and working with you. Listen to Mike. He understands what you're going through. Okay, so they did know. Warrior Widow, something's happening. My ears are ringing constantly and I feel like my head is going to explode. The energy is intense. All right, so I went through that. When I first started doing this, when I first did CE5, my right ear completely closed up. Like I couldn't hear out of it. And I knew when an ET was in my presence because my right ear would close up. And there would be ringing. Now it can go to either ear, and I know who they are. The right ear has to do with some certain types of extraterrestrials. And my left ear, when it rings, it's definitely Pleiadians, who are advisors. There's the warriors and the advisors for me. And then, of course, mixtures of both. So your ears ringing constantly means that it's a frequency. So I thought I was going to be deaf in my right ear forever. I thought that I was just going to have to live with, constantly giving people my left ear. But my body adjusted, and now my ear is fine. It doesn't close up. Sometimes I feel a little bit of pressure, but that's an electromagnetic thing, and that means that I'm, there's communication or energy, or sometimes if physical proximity, if they're in my physical presence, my ears will start doing things. So continue to do the energy work. If you're not subscribed, thunderwizard.com, do the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. That will help your body process the high frequency energy. You can also do, I just got hit with energy as I said that. So if that doesn't apply to you, then it's going to apply to other people. Your nervous system is going to have to be able to handle the higher frequencies. So this is how you do it. So there's the Lightning Qigong, there's the Awakening the Immortals, there's the Mao Shan, all the stuff that I have in the shop at thunderwizard.com, and as well as the subscription services are designed to help your body handle that. All right, let's see here. Thordis. Thordis, the daughter of the hawk. Question relating to the karma. Are we playing it out through our own interactions, or is there a higher power interaction help directing? So let me see if they understand what you're asking. They say she wants to know why. So listen, karma is nothing more than the result of your actions. That's all it is. So it's not a force that's doing anything to us. And, karma is seeking to awaken you. And what they were saying earlier, depending on where you focus your energy, will depend on whether karma can awaken you, which will mean it gets burned off. And if you're going in the wrong direction, then karma gets dirtier and heavier and things just get worse until you finally go, okay, whatever, and then you focus in a more positive direction. So use it as a tool. And so I'm not sure when you say, is it through our own interactions or is the higher power? So in other words, higher power doesn't throw karma at you. It's not how it works. It's just like, if you walk into mud, the mud is there. And instead of walking out of the mud, you walk deeper into it, you're going to get more mud on you. It's going to get harder to walk around. So it's really just, it's just showing you where to go. And there's positive karma as well. Bear in mind, karma is not good or bad. There's positive karma. So, happy, good things are also karma. So we need to get rid of this understanding that like karma is not sin or punishment. It has nothing to do with that. But it does need to be balanced. So if you look at the work I'm doing now, I don't know how you feel about it. I think it's a pretty good thing. I feel happy about doing it. But it's my karma. I am balancing out what I did in previous lives. And that has given me this ability to do this. It's my karma playing itself out. If I didn't listen to it, I'd be in real trouble. I'd be in big trouble. All right, what else? I hope that answers Thordis. TNE 9. There has been UFO activity happening in my area. Is it craft from dark force surveillance or higher dimensionals? Let me see if they have any questions or any answers. I want to make sure that I really understand before I answer this. Are the UFOs that this person is seeing, where are they coming from? The UFOs you're seeing are not coming from us. So, that's all I can tell you. I want to be clear. That doesn't mean that you can't see real higher dimensional craft. If you're doing CE5 and you're asking them to come, that's one thing. If it's just happening spontaneously, that's not coming from them. By the way, the UFO, even though it's not getting reported, and that's done on purpose, there are a lot of UFO sightings that are increasing, and that's designed to make people frightened. ETs won't frighten you. And I can tell you from personal experience. I mean, I've seen some phenomena, and I've seen one craft like actually delineated. I could see that it was a UFO craft instead of like a light or other things that they do to get your attention. And that craft lasted in my sight only long enough for me to see it and acknowledge it and know what it was. And as soon as I had that, it disappeared. And that is because the two reasons. If people were to see it, because it was in a populated area, so it really only sort of just appeared just long enough for me to see it and know what it was, and then it was gone. And that was very early on when I was trying to figure out what was happening to get my attention so that I could see it and acknowledge it. And I knew that the reason why it disappeared so quick was primarily so that people would not be frightened. Because if the average person saw it, it would have completely flipped them out. So they're not looking to frighten anybody. They don't do big shows over cities. They don't do that. And the other thing is, if they manifest in the third dimension, they are open to being shot down. So it's very dangerous for them. So when you see all these big UFO shows over stuff, that's not ETs, because those would be getting shot down. Okay. I don't understand this question. What does it mean when your ego starts identifying as spirit first? So I'm not going to answer it. I think they know what you're trying to say, so let's see. What does it mean when your ego starts identifying as spirit first? So they're saying that you're a little confused about what that means. They reinterpret it for me. He wants to know, or whoever you are, wants to know what it means when you're awakened. Okay, so they're saying, yeah, that's what that is. So unfathomable, I don't know you. I don't know how long you've been watching my channel. I want you to get rid of any negative ideas about ego. What does it mean when your ego starts identifying as spirit first? Again, it sounds to me like you're sort of fishing for somebody to tell you that you are focused on your spirit. That's what it sounds like you're asking. So you can go ahead and get out from underneath the new agey guilt kind of no ego thing, and you can ask directly the question that you want to know. And it kind of sounds like you're wanting recognition for the fact that you're focusing on your spirit. So that's a good thing. Okay? Let's see, did I get that right? All right, so they're saying I'm being a little too harsh on you for that. We want to encourage him to focus on his spirit first. So they're encouraging you to do that. Warrior Widow, I'm pretty much just meditating. It's all I can do at the moment. So listen, Warrior Widow, why are you justifying that to me? I'm telling you what they said. So you just now told the light beings who are telling you what to do to be able to handle what you were talking about. And you just basically said, no, I'm okay. I'm just going to do what I can handle. Just telling you that is not a helpful way to respond. If you have resistance to doing other practices, If you have, let me put it to you this way, you have things in your life that aren't allowing you to do what is most important, that's your choice. I encourage you to get out of the mindset of looking for reasons to justify things you don't like in your life. That time is over. Listen, I'm no different than the rest of you guys. I just had a blowout with my landlord. I thought I had a forever home, and I just had a blowout with my crazy landlord, and I got to find a place to live. And I don't know where I'm going to be living. I mean, I've got something set up for the next few months. So the light beings are telling me, stop planning. Live in the moment and do what the Spirit is guiding you to do. So I understand why you want to make excuses for things. But it's time to let go of all that. When the light beings tell me something, I say, yes, thank you. I don't give excuses. I encourage you to do the same. What else? Thordis, what I was thinking about karma, is it being sped up? Okay, so let me ask and see. Is karma being sped up? We understand what she means by that. The answer is yes. Everything is being sped up. There is no more time for lagging behind. There is no more time for procrastination. Obviously, Thordis, you understand that. Yes. Answer is yes. We like the way that you are thinking, they say. Now they're saying that you are a being that has the ability to increase. A lot of energy there. You are a being, so you asked this question because this is what you want to do. Your spirit wants to do. Speed up the transformation. Yeah, they say go for it. If you want it to speed up, then manifest that. This is a challenging time, people. This is not a time, there's no more time left to dawdle around and try and figure things out. There's no more time for that. This is a battle we're in, and battles are challenging and difficult and frightening, and you have to pick up your gear and move. This is the time to do that. I'm even seeing now more and more in my meditations, like here's the wall. It's more like a mirror, and we're about to walk through it. And right on the other side is a whole different reality. Trying to negotiate with the change and with all that is trying to stay in a house that's burning. It's time to move. It's time to go. And you can stay if you want. You don't have to come with us. You can stay if you want. And there's nothing wrong with that. Decide what you want to do. All right, so this isn't necessarily focused on Thordis, but you've sort of provoked a stream of consciousness there. Matthew Lee Myers, question. I've heard there are different levels of consciousness. Which level am I at? I got to tell you, I personally don't like that question. I'm going to ask them and see what they want to say. He knows where he's at. Don't focus on this. All right, so that question that you asked is a judgmental question, meaning you want to be told, am I at a good place or a bad place? You're looking at it from the outside. You're looking at yourself And you have this idea that there are levels of consciousness, and some are higher and some are lower and some are good or some, and I want to know where I'm at. And the question means that you have no idea where you are. And if somebody tells you where you are, it's just an intellectual concept. This is 3D ego talking. Don't think about what level you're at. Think about, what can I do in this moment to increase my connection? This is what meditation is about. This is what energy work is about. Tap into yourself, connect with spirit, whatever it is. Don't judge it. Don't start looking for higher or lower. And don't start asking the light beings to tell you where you are. When it's time for you to know, they'll reveal things about you that won't fit in any of those kinds of questions. So Matthew, I encourage you, if you're not already doing so, do the live guided interdimensional meditation. If you're doing that, great. Do some of the other practices that we've got on the channel. Okay, but definitely get out of your head and get out of trying to value, am I doing good? Am I doing bad? What level am I at? This isn't college. This isn't human college. Nobody's better or worse than anybody else. The question is, are you happy? Are you happy? Are you connected? Do you feel the spirit? If you aren't, then start working towards experiencing that. Do whatever you got to do. But start with changing how you think about it. And you can do this in meditation. Ask in meditation. The best thing to ask is, what would you like to tell me? What would you like to show me? That is much better than kind of asking them to, put them on a quiz. Okay, tell me which level am I at? Put them on the spot to fit into your definition of reality. So get rid of all that and say, what would you like to tell me? What would you like to show me? That's what I do. Lightning bug. You mean they don't go to shopping malls? No. Those videos of aliens walking through shopping malls, those aren't real. Okay, he likes chakras. Good for you. So do I. No, that was earlier. That's not what I was saying at all. I totally understand what they were saying and I agree with them. Was not questioning them at all. So let's see. So now you're arguing with me about that. Well, okay. So listen, I'm not interested in fighting with you. Maybe I didn't get what you were saying. I hope that you got the answer you were looking for. Yeah, it's not a dress rehearsal. That's right. Okay, so I did answer some questions. Again, this is kind of why I don't like doing these questions, because I respond negatively to people. Look, let me just say something here. This is nobody's fault. This is just the fact of the modern world. The fact of the modern world is that people have not been trained to be students. And most people haven't had a real teacher. So they don't know. The vast majority of people, especially because of internet, do not know how to be students, and they don't know how to interact with a teacher. And I'm saying that not that I'm the teacher, even though I am. I'm saying they're the teacher. So a human teacher is a good teacher if they train you how to communicate to spirit teachers. And having the right mindset in terms of asking questions opens up a portal. Now, unlike me, I live in the third dimension. I can get turned off by questions. I can get offended. I can get annoyed. And the annoyance is, I'm dealing with somebody whose mindset is not in the right spot for them to learn. So I can do that. I can battle against it. I can pry it open. And if the person has a strong enough ego, they can handle it. Again, that's something, that used to happen, back in the day. You knew that when you went to a teacher, the teacher was going to crack your ego wide open. And you were going to have to learn how to not get offended or defend yourself or explain yourself, even if the teacher was wrong. I went through this when I felt like the teacher didn't understand what I was saying, and I wanted to say, no, you don't understand. I learned early on to just nod my head and go, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Because there was something in it. Even if they were off base, there was something in it for me. So, again, I have to give crash courses when we do this sometimes, but I'm trying. I'm doing my best to not respond and let them speak. Anyway, so I encourage people to start to have that mindset. Ask in meditation, how can I become a better student? I want you to hear where that's going to go. If you are somebody who has a functioning student mentality, you're going to learn. You're going to gain power very fast. So that's why it's helpful to do that. That's why you hear all those sayings, empty your cup, all of that stuff. It means be prepared to not know anything. Okay, so that's a good way to interact with me, but I have ego issues and I have other stuff. They don't. But the best thing to do is to show up and just say, what would you like to tell me? What would you like to show me? Because 9 times out of 10, your questions are going to not serve you. You're going to have questions about what you think you want to know and what's important. And it's like they already know what you need, and you're asking a question that's not going to get you anywhere. So it's good to just throw all your questions and just go, what would you like to tell me? Having said that, I'm not trying to talk anybody out of asking questions. I'm just, helping you to understand my responses, and sometimes, because their responses are sometimes going to be things that you don't want to hear. Okay? All right. So I hope that went well and people were able to hear that. And again, I hesitate doing these question and answers for this very reason. Okay. Donna Marie says some nice things about me. Thank you. Anything else? Nothing else. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else that the light beings would like to say? No, they're clapping. So they're clapping for everybody, me and you both. Good work. We'll be back later. So whatever it is that they said early on, I think was the most important thing. My friends, that's it. You guys know what to do. thunderwizard.com, the shop, as well as subscribing. The best thing you can do to give yourself the ability to handle more of their energy. If you want a channeling from me, you know where to go. Want to read my books, michaeldenny.org, channel.thunderwizard.com if you want a channeling. All right, that's it. So I guess I said that I'm going to have to start talking about Ketu moving into Magha Nakshatra and what that's going to mean, at least for me. It might have a huge impact on the world. We will get to that. If I don't remember, put something in the comments to remind me in one of the other videos. I love you guys. Please be very good to yourselves. Thank you for showing up. See you all very soon.